It's been 6 hours since the last impact. The sky still flickers with the afterglow of something far beyond the horizon, a pulse that swallowed the night and never gave it back. You open your eyes to darkness, not the kind that comes with sleep, the kind that feels alive. The hum of the refrigerator, gone. The quiet buzz of the streetlight outside, gone. Your phone, a cold, black mirror. You press the power button again and again. Nothing. Outside, the world is still. No engines, no traffic, no voices. Only the wind brushing through empty streets and the distant crackle of something burning. You step outside. The air smells of smoke and ozone. Above you, no planes, no satellites, no light but the faint shimmer of aurora across the sky, rippling where the world used to hum. A neighbor shouts from down the block, but the words don't carry. Everyone's waiting for someone else to fix it. No one's coming. The world just ended. Not with fire, but with silence. What happens when the power grid fails? In the first 24 hours after World War III begins, the collapse isn't loud. It's quiet, almost surgical. It starts with the grid, a single electromagnetic pulse, or a coordinated cyber attack. No one knows which came first, but within seconds, it doesn't matter. Power stations trip offline, transformers overload and burn. From satellites to substations, the current that keeps the modern world alive is gone. Cities blink out one by one, like dying stars. First, electricity, then communications. The networks that connect nations, hospitals, governments, all vanish into static. Phones die. Internet vanishes. Radio goes silent, except for a few desperate signals repeating the same words. Stand by. Then transportation follows. Trains halt on their tracks. Planes grounded mid-flight. Traffic lights dark. Intersections jammed with confusion and fear. By evening, supermarkets are crowded. Shelves stripped of water, batteries, bread. People hold cash that suddenly means nothing, because registers, scanners, and systems are dead. Hospitals run on backup power, the low hum of generators echoing through empty halls. For a while, they hold, until fuel runs dry. Then ventilators stop. Refrigeration units warm. Medicines spoil. As night falls, the panic deepens. Water pressure drops. Pumps need power to push it through the city's veins. Toilets back up. Taps spit air. In homes and apartments, candles burn low as people stare at their silent screens, hoping for a signal that never comes. In a world built on electricity, the moment it stops, civilization starts to unravel. When the world goes dark, your gear becomes your lifeline, not for comfort, but for control. Each tool you hold isn't just equipment, it's time. Time to think. Time to move. Time to survive. 1. The light source. A flashlight, a lantern, even a small headlamp. Simple, until you don't have one. In a dead city, darkness owns everything. One beam of light can mean the difference between panic and progress. You use it to search your room, to find your way through the stairwell, to see your own hands. Because light gives you more than vision. It gives you control. 2. The water filter. When the grid fails, the pumps stop. Taps go dry. The clean water you take for granted vanishes first. That's when a small filter or a few purification tablets become gold. At dawn, you fill a bottle from the rain barrel. The water runs cloudy. But after a few minutes, it's clear again. Safe again. Because without clean water, fear becomes thirst. 3. The emergency radio. When the internet dies, silence becomes heavier, but sometimes deep inside the noise. There's a whisper, a crank radio, a shortwave receiver, something still speaking in the dark. It may be coordinates, a warning, a human voice you've never heard before. You lean closer, holding your breath, because even a few words can mean the difference between danger and direction. Information is survival. 4. The heat source. Cold creeps fast when the power grid dies, and it doesn't announce itself. A small camp stove, a candle, a fire. You light it carefully, hands trembling in the cold. The flame dances, and for the first time in hours, you feel human again. You boil water, warm your hands, cook something simple. Without heat, the night claims you. With it, you reclaim your will. 5. The power bank and solar charger. As the sun rises, you find another kind of power. A small solar charger spreads across the windowsill. A power bank hums faintly as it wakes up. Maps, notes, offline guides, the small pieces of memory locked inside your devices, now have a pulse again. Power turns time back in your favor. 6. The map and the plan. Screens fail. Paper doesn't. You mark your safe routes. Write down names. Draw a line between where you are and where you need to be. A plan written by hand carries weight in a world that's lost its signal. Because the best plan is the one that survives without a battery. 7. Community and awareness. In every disaster, there's one truth that never changes. No one survives alone for long. A neighbor knocks. You share a light, a meal, a plan. And suddenly, the silence doesn't feel so heavy. Because survival isn't just gear. It's people. It's trust. Alone, you endure. Together, you rebuild. These are your tools. Simple, practical, real. Each one buys you time, and time is everything. Gear keeps you alive, but mindset keeps you human. When the noise disappears, you begin to hear everything else. Your heartbeat, the creak of the walls, the sound of your own breath, uneven, shallow. It's the first real quiet most people have ever heard, and it's louder than any explosion. In that stillness, your mind starts to wander. What if no one else made it? What if the power never returns? What if this is it? That's when panic tries to move in. Slow, invisible, convincing. You start rushing decisions, wasting supplies, forgetting simple things like water, rest, focus. Fear wants you impulsive. Survival demands you calm. You've made it through the first night. The darkness didn't win. You found light. You found warmth. You found a way to think when everyone else was panicking. That's what survival really is. Not strength, not luck, but clarity. In chaos. But the night was only the beginning. The power's still gone. The grid still silent. And now, another threat is waking. Food. The stores that once glowed with abundance are dark. Refrigerators are spoiling. Trucks aren't coming. The shelves that fed millions now echo with emptiness. As the second day begins, hunger replaces fear. The body starts to whisper, then demand, and desperation changes people. Day 1 was about surviving the dark. Day 2 will test how you survive the hunger.